So now we're going to discuss about the different formatting options actually available. So first thing, let's say how to round off to a desired decimal values. So if we have n number of decimal points, n number of values, actually n number of numbers after the decimal point, how can we round off them to the required number of decimal points? For example, the value of pi is 3.1233904, like say 3.14, it goes in a different way, right? So now I have to round off this up to 3 decimal points. So how to do this is like value is, let's say, let me make this as x. So now I have a x here. So value is, in this place of x, I need to get the 3 decimal point value of this number. So in that case, we'll make use of format. So what this format option actually does, say I will show you an example. Same example, say like in the previous example, I have shown you about the name, age, percentage, right? So similarly, let me write a print statement. Print my name is, to avoid confusion, let me place it as x. In the position of x, I need to get my value. So to make the dot format, where do I store my name Viti? In the variable called name. So I'm putting that variable name here. Again, you can give you the direct name also. Say like with double quotes Viti, you can give dot format double quotes Viti. Or if you have stored that name in any particular variable, you can give the name of that variable. So now I will be taking this x out. So now my name is, automatically this name will come there. Inside name I have Viti, right? So my name is dot format. Just a minute. Yes, I just forget to put the curly braces. So instead of x, now we have to make this curly braces symbol. So this is what we use to denote a format statement for this particular type dot format. Now if you run this code, my name is Viti, you will receive that. So similarly, now I need to round off this 3.124 into a particular value like 3.123. So the value is, instead of x, what I should write is, put some curly braces. Now inside that you will be writing, so after the 0th index of the decimal point, so 0 colon, how many points I require? I actually require 3 points, right? So that is what I am writing here. So let me remove this extra colon. So 0 colon dot, this dot represents the decimal point. After decimal I need 3 floating points. So if I run this code, I will get the output. So 0 starting from the 0th index after the decimal point, that is what it denotes. So next example, now I need to convert this 100 into float. Similarly, curly braces colon f. If you give curly braces colon f, it will convert the given decimal value into a floating point. Now think about a scenario. You have some values of 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, zeros, and you need to segment them. In order to do that, value is from 0 index colon, I need to separate them by underscore. If you do this, you can separate it by thousands. And next thing, if I have to convert a number to a percentage, for example, format 0.50. So when I run this code, value is colon percentage, it will give me the percentage value in a floating point. So all these are the example of different format options that we actually use. You can actually make a note of it. It will be very much useful when we do various analytical oriented problems. So format specifiers actually has a very important impact when we require the data in the user required formats. Next we are going to discuss about the user defined inputs. So what is this user defined inputs? As I already mentioned, when we want to take the data from the user, we go for user defined inputs. For an example, in the first type, to get the input, we will be making use of the function input double open brackets. To make it as an integer, we will be implementing int. For an example, I need to get two values a and b from the user, need to add it. So for a is equal to int of, let's say I don't want this int. First let me write about in this particular way. Input, in order to get the value from user, that is the result keyword input, enter a is equal to. Now to make that input as an integer, we have to write int. Similarly, b is equal to input, enter the value of b. To make that b as an integer, we have to put integer. Let me close this brackets. So now when you try to run this code, print a plus b, it will ask you for the input. So enter a is equal to 1, b is equal to 1, and the output 2 will be displayed. But what happens if I don't put this int? Let's see here. Let me copy the same code. Now I'm removing the input. Sorry, I'm removing the int value. So I've received the int here, and I'm receiving this curly braces. I'm receiving this curly braces. Again, let it be the input. So a is now not an integer. Now b is alone an integer. Now what happens when you try to add two different inputs? A is not an integer, so it throws me an output such that invalid syntax. We cannot add a plus b because a is an simply it is an input. It means that it is a string value, and b is an integer value. We cannot add integer and a string value. Now when I run a alone, let's see what happens. I'm just trying to run a alone, and I need to print the data type of that. So type of a. So I'm not using int here, simple input. So I'm getting the value of a. So here whatever the value you pass us, it takes that as an string value. Even if you pass a number, it takes that as an integer value. I press enter. 12. So 12 is a string here. Even though you pass a number value, the data type is string. Now what? Let me pass some string value now. For example, bitty gesture. When I try to run this, tap enter. Again it is a string. So when you fail to put int, then it will be considered as an string data type. If you put integer, it takes it as an integer value. Again, there are different ways of converting a string to a float, string to other data types. All that will be discussing in a separate episode, data conversions, and I will give the above that particular link in the above card, as well as you can refer that in the upcoming tutorial videos. So you can also serve like data conversions or data type conversions by bitty gesture in the upcoming days. Next, format specifies to handle the list. Say I have a simple list here. G is equal to 1, 2, 3. So I have given the values here. For example, index of 0 will store the value of 1. Index of again 1 here. I made 0 here. So index of 1 will store the value 2, and index of 2 will store me the value of 3. Now I am going to access the index values using format specifiers. So print, say like x. I am replacing the x with 0. First I need the 0th index value. Second I need the second index, and third I need the first index. So I am altering it. So dot format, simply you have to put G. So to display elements in the list, to display all the elements in the list, if you go for that percentage, we can simply write percentage, that list name. When you go for dot format method, you have to put a star and then you have to give the name of the list. So you can see how it differs from here. For example, here I am writing it in a my list is percentage of yes, percentage list name. In this method, you can follow any one of the methods. If you are familiar with this format method, yeah, you can go with this format. If you feel that is easy, you can go with that method. Dot format, asterisk symbol, star symbol, and G. So now when I run this code, 0th index 1, second index 3, and second index is 3, first index 2. That value will be displayed. So this is the way that we can retrieve the records from any particular list. And next what we have is a digital number systems. So in the next episode, we'll discuss about this digital number system concepts.